Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Dumpster Cam. I am coming back at you today with another cooking using only things that I find from the dumpster video. Just for a time frame reference for you guys, today is Sunday, February, what is it, the 9th? So it's the 7th, February 7th. And today is actually the day that I posted the first episode of this, but I just had a lot of fun doing it, and it kind of forces me to use everything that I find and not let it just sit and go to waste again. So it's, I enjoy it, so I'm going to do it again, and hopefully you guys enjoy it at least a little bit as well. And I'm going to try to explain the recipes a little better this time. But yes, let's get into the video. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I am a dumpster diver, and during the winter, which it is right now, I really enjoy dumpster diving at grocery stores and finding food that is perfectly fine. So that's what I did. You're not going to see any dumpster diving or hauls in this video, but all of the things that I'm using were free from the dumpster. So all of these meals will pocket me $0, will cost me $0 out of pocket at the end of the day. So it's awesome. We're going to start here, but as you can see back here, I have a bunch of bananas that I probably should make into banana bread. So stay tuned for that, hopefully. But right here is where we are starting. I have a tiny crock pot. That's why it looks so full, but I'm going to make white chicken chili. I love white chicken chili. I used to make regular chili a lot because it's very cheap and very easy, but it's not something that I really super love. White chicken chili is something that I really like, though. So in here right now, like I said, my crock pot's small. I have about a pound, really large chicken breast. I put some seasoning on it, cumin, and then the onion powder that I made. And then I have a whole bunch of corn. It's at the bottom. You can't see it. I picked it out of this mixed vegetable steam pack, like I did in the last episode as well. And then I have a whole onion, 3 jalapenos diced up, and then some of these white Great Northern beans. And these have been soaking in water for 3 days, but they're still hard, honestly, so I'm hoping that the heat helps them out a little bit. And then I added in a can of diced tomatoes with green chilies in them. And usually I don't think tomatoes go in white chicken chili, but I had it was open, so I decided to just utilize it. Plus the green chilies in there will be tasty. And then I'm going to put, for right now, cover this with the broth that I made. Let that cook on high for 3 to 4 hours, and then I'm going to shred the chicken and add in the rest of the things, and I will update you then. So it's been about 3.5 hours. I let the chicken just cook in there. I took it out, shredded it up, and it actually shredded so easy. Usually I didn't do very good on that piece, but usually I have trouble shredding chicken like after I just cook it like that. But this one was super easy. I just used 2 forks, shredded it up. I'm going to put it back in there. Leave it on warm for a few hours while I have to step out, and then when I come back, I'm going to finish it up, and I will update you guys then. So I am back, and the chili has been warm. It's been super nice. I turned it on to high, but then it started steaming, so I turned it back down to warm because I'm about to add in some dairy, and I don't want it to curdle or anything. Normally this is where I would add some cream cheese, but I don't have cream cheese that I have found. However, I did find some heavy whipping cream, so I think that will be fine. I'm just going to pour a little bit in, mix it all together, let it sit, and then enjoy that. It is Super Bowl Sunday today. I'm not going to watch it because I don't even have a TV here, but this would be a great Super Bowl Sunday meal. I feel like Super Bowl, get it? So I'm going to enjoy that, and then I'm also adding some of these corn tortillas. I just sliced them, and I'm going to put those in the oven real quick just to crisp up and use those as my tortilla strips. So I think that'll be tasty. I'm not going to eat a whole bowl right now, and when I do, I will top it with some of either the shredded cheddar cheese that I have, or I'll shred up some of the white cheddar cheese that I found. But I just wanted to give it a quick taste test for you. Super tasty. I think I might add a little bit more salt, but the jalapenos have a nice kick at the end. Very delicious. For my next recipe, I'm going to attempt, hopefully, fingers crossed, to make banana bread. However, I don't have any baking powder or soda that I have found dumpster diving, and I don't have any granulated sugar. So these are the ingredients I'm going to use, plus some of that giant pack of flour that you guys have seen before, and hope for the best. So I found a recipe that didn't need baking powder or soda. I mean, obviously it's just going to be very dense, but then I'm also going to try to substitute the sugar for pure honey. So wish me luck. I'm going to start with mashing the bananas. It said 3 to 4. I'm using 5 just because I'm going for it. Mashing the bananas and then combining the sugar and butter together, and then I'll update you from there. Here's where I am in the process at the moment. I have about 3/4 of a cup of the pure honey in here. I mashed that together with a stick of softened butter, and then I mixed in the 5 mashed overripe bananas. I also put in 2 eggs, and I need to be on the lookout for eggs because I'm running out, but I put in 2 eggs, and I put in a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of salt, and I actually put in about 2 tablespoons-ish of like confectioner's sugar because I do have that. So we're experimenting here. There's a few chunks, but it's all mashed together. And now I'm going to add in about 1.5 cups of flour. Mix that all together. And then I'm going to pour it in here. If it doesn't fit, I have a bigger one. And then put it in the oven. And I will update you then. Here it is in its little pan. I am just putting it in the oven at 350 for 55 minutes. I'll check on it along the way, see how it's doing, but then there it goes. The batter itself was delicious. I did taste it. You know, you always got to taste it. Very sweet, but very delicious, so hopefully that turns out. I just took it out, and look at how great it looks. I did put my fork in to make sure it came out clean, and it did. It was nice and bubbly on the edges. It looks like maybe got a little brown, probably because of the honey, but I'm going to let it cool, and then I will show you after. Next up on my menu, I'm going to make chicken pot pie. This is not something that I typically eat or make, but I'm working with what I got. So a lot of my meals recently have had the same basic ingredients. I'm not going to say they tasted similar because I think I've done a pretty good job at keeping them different. However, I'm kind of running out of ingredients, so I'm going to hit some grocery stores tonight, hopefully find some more good stuff to use. But for right now, I'm making the pie crust for my chicken pot pie. I just have 2.5 cups of flour, which I'm very thankful that I had that giant thing of flour. 2.5 cups of flour, some salt, onion powder in the food processor already mixed together, and then just 2 sticks of cold diced butter. I'm going to whiz this until it starts sticking together, and then add 7 tablespoons of cold water, form the dough, refrigerate that for a little bit. And then over here I just have some chicken breast cooking just like I did with this chili yesterday, so I can shred it, put some in this recipe, and then save some for my next recipe as well. So I'm going to get this dough going and then let you know. Alright, moving right along with the chicken pot pie process here. I just cooked down some fresh onion and celery, and then I added in the rest of that bag of steamed mixed vegetables. And this one I don't have to pluck out, so I'm keeping them all together, corn, peas, and carrots. I'm going to let those cook for just a second. And then I'm going to add the rest of my can of cream of chicken, a little bit of the heavy whipping cream, some of the veggie broth that I made, and I'll probably have to make more of that soon. Some flour, mix that all together, let it thicken a little bit, finish shredding my chicken. Put that in there, and then right now I also have the base of my pie crust baking. So I have one of those little, well, I guess you didn't see them, but I put it into 2 separate balls, refrigerated it for about an hour. I have the bottom one baking. I'm going to roll out the top one when I'm done. I'll show you all of that, but for right now, we're just going to work on the filling. I loaded it up. The bottom of the pie crust is a little bit pre-baked. It shrunk down a little bit, but I have the top crust and it's pretty big. The filling is actually really delicious. It smells like Thanksgiving, tastes like exactly how you would taste it. So I'm going to put the top crust on here and bake it for about another, well, I'm going to fix that, but for about another 30 minutes, I think, at 400. So it cooked, I let it cool. I just scooped myself up a piece. The whole thing fell apart when I was taking it out, but I think that's how it's supposed to happen. And look at how tasty. I already took a bite. It's absolutely delicious. So warm and cozy, perfect for the winter time. So I'm going to go enjoy this for dinner and see you in my next recipe. Okay, next on my menu I'm going to attempt to make a pretty basic broccoli cheddar ham soup. I need to use the last of my broth here because it's not going to last and be good for much longer, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to try to see if I can get use out of these 2 tiny little cheddar packet sauces from some individual macaroni cups that I found a very long time ago. I'm going to use the rest of this heavy whipping cream. There's not too much left in there, but I'm going to use that. Some of the shredded cheese that I found. I probably won't end up using all of this, but I have this giant head of broccoli, and then you guys know the ham, so I'm going to cut that up. And I'll probably end up using a little bit of flour to thicken it up as well. So I'm going to start with heating up the broth and going from there. Don't mind my messy stove. As you guys know, I've been doing a lot of cooking, and I have to do a deep clean. But I forgot to mention onions, so I just have one, I'd say medium onion with about 2 tablespoons of butter in here. I don't find butter often, and I did, as you guys know, a few weeks ago, and I've been using it sparingly, but I'm going to run out, and I know I'm not going to find any more, so I'm using it when I can. So I have about 1 onion, and I don't know about you guys. I know everybody tears up when they cut onions, but cutting onions causes me, like, literal physical pain. Like, it hurts so bad to cut onions, my eyeballs. I don't know about you guys, but I make it through. I did it. And now that's in there, and then I'm going to add my broccoli. I used most of it. There were some brown parts, as I'm sure you saw. I'm just going to, I rinsed it. I'm just going to dump it in here and let that cook a bit. Let this cook a bit. Transfer everything over, and then add the dairy stuff. We are just about finishing up with the soup here. I have it on low. I'm going to actually turn it up just a little bit, but I added in my broth, like you guys saw, the rest of the heavy whipping cream, which was probably only about 1/4 cup. I added both of these packets of the macaroni cheese, and that actually went really well. I put in probably about 1.5 cups of the shredded cheddar cheese. If I was making this like from things that I actually bought, I would probably add in a little bit more, but since I'm rationing, I think that's fine. It still tastes nice and cheesy. I actually also added in a whole nother fairly sizable head of broccoli because it just kind of dissolves, honestly. And then right now, I'm going to add in the ham, and this looks like quite a bit of ham. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 cups of ham. And then I'm just going to mix this together and just let it get warm. And then I'll taste it for you guys. Alright, it's been a little bit. I'm going to grab a spoonful, take a test. I've never made this with ham. I've done it with bacon before, and essentially that's the same thing. So I'm thinking it's going to be pretty tasty. Very good. There's really nothing that I would change about it. Nice and creamy, fresh, still cozy and warm. Definitely recommend this one. This next meal is not a recipe, but it is still dining from the dumpster. It was free. This is a DiGiorno croissant crust pizza that I just cooked, and I'm going to slice it up and have some. But so many people commented and said this is the best pizza that they've ever had, or the best pizza that DiGiorno makes. So I'm a little bit excited. I've never had it before, but look, it is nice and flaky, so that's exciting. We are getting indulgent for our next little bit here. I am making a milkshake, and when I say a milkshake, I mean like sweet as you can get milkshake. Treat yourself. So I have some of this chocolate fudge brownie ice cream from Ben & Jerry's down at the bottom, a little bit of the chocolate dairy and almond milk, about, I'd say 1 frozen banana in there, and then a pack of these Famous Amos chocolate chip cookies. So we're going to blend this up. If I had peanut butter, well, I do, but if I had found peanut butter, I would add that in as well, but I mean, this is still going to be absolutely delicious. I will spare you the loudness of the blender, but I will show you when it's done. Here it is, super delicious, super rich. It's basically just chocolate ice cream in a cup, but super tasty. Moving along, I've just been craving basic. Do you guys ever crave that where you're just like, I just want something so simple, so easy, and that's what sounds good. So that's what I'm doing. I'm making a grilled turkey, ham, and cheese. I just have some of the sub kit lunch meat, which is smoked ham and oven roasted turkey. And then I have some of the shredded cheddar cheese, and I shredded up some of the white cheddar cheese. Put it on some bread that's been in the freezer because I just don't use it super often. And I have some butter heated up in the pan right here to grill this bad boy. And yeah, that's it. So here's my next free delicious meal. Next recipe time, and we're going to go a little bit sweet on this one. I'm going to try to make a blueberry cobbler pie hybrid, and we're going to see how it goes. So these are what I'm going to use. I have fresh blueberries and then some frozen blueberries. These are blueberry RX bars, and I think I'm going to put these in the food processor and then like put it as the base of a pie in a pie dish. But I'm going to cook up the blueberries. I would put sugar in them, but I haven't found sugar dumpster diving. So I'm just going to try it with some honey. I'll probably put in a little bit of water and a little bit of flour as well. And then I thought that adding some cinnamon sounded good. Just like add some of that warmth that it has. So I'll just put a little cinnamon in. And then on top, I'm going to put some vanilla blueberry granola. So I don't know. I think it sounds good. So I'm going to get going and take you guys along the way. So unfortunately, my blueberry pie tart, whatever, did not work out. Those granola bar things were literally impossible to grind. I was going to try to make the crust out of that, but it just would not happen. So right now, I'm just kind of left with this blueberry syrup topping, you know, something along those lines. It's very delicious. The cinnamon and honey actually gives it a really delicious flavor. So I will find something to put this on, maybe, I don't know, ice cream or oatmeal or something, and still enjoy it, not wasted. Alright, I believe this is going to be my last recipe for this video. I've been in the process of making this for about 2 weeks now, and it's been fun. It's always fun to cook with free items, but this one, again, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm just going to use the 2 cups of macaroni that I already opened and used the cheese packet from. So right now, I can't even get it. Right now it's just tiny little shells, so I'm going to use both of those. Don't fall. Both of those. I have my water heating up here, getting ready to boil to cook those. And then I'm just going to use some of the pesto that I found and some of the mozzarella balls. And I love these. I've already eaten a whole pack of them and some of these ones, and I have one more in the freezer. Delicious. So, again, very simple. Barely even have to do any cooking, but it's all free, and it's going to be delicious, and I will share it with you when it's done. Alright, here's the finished product. I haven't obviously plated it or anything yet, but since the pasta was microwavable, originally it cooked up super fast. I put on a good amount of pesto, and I put in the mozzarella balls, and then I thought to myself, at this point we're basically a pasta salad. So I grabbed a can of the black olives that I found a while ago. I had the whole case of them, and I still do, so I gotta get using them. And I'm going to add some of those in, and if I liked tomatoes, I would add those in as well to make it more of a actual pasta salad. If I had sun-dried tomatoes, I would put those in. I do like sun-dried tomatoes. I mean, I could cut those, but I don't really want to. And since it's just me eating it, I'm not going to worry about it at all. Mix it together and enjoy that. I'll smash them a bit when I eat it. You know, so that tastes like pesto pasta with some mozzarella balls and olives. Nothing fancy. Well, a little bit fancy because it is pesto, but delicious lunch we have going on today. But that's going to be it for my video. Like I said, I've been filming this one for about 2 weeks. It's been fun. I haven't done it every single day like I did the first time, I think. But it's always fun to find food, cook it for free. You guys know the deal. So I'm gonna continue doing this series, you know, throughout my channel. Not every week, not every other week on a consistent schedule. Just whenever I'm able to make some tasty meals from the dumpster. But as always, thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. And if you're not, head on over and subscribe. As always, I can't even remember what I usually say. don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Dumpster Cam. There we go. And thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I will be back soon with more dumpster diving and house and food related content. Thank you.